any consultation as required by the provision that he relied on.
For nyomoyo soton Taliban ko ite bunda me yalon ko ite ko ajujita no bunda nyinela loi buko nyin kono.
As far as you know.
Ite la londo.
There was no consultation as far as I know, and the information I received from other judges as well. There was no consultation.
It
therefore means, even if one were to accept that Section 142C can be a stand-alone provision,
Section 148
142C, he violated the requirements of that section.
That is correct.
So it means that even if he could rely on 142C, his action was unconstitutional.
2C.
That is correct.
Was his decision effective? In view of the blatant unconstitutionality of his action.
Well, the former president Yaya Jammeh was the alpha and the omega.
Break that down for us to understand.
He was everything almost. What he said, is decreed.
That is just sort of saying he was the dictator.
Well, because if you look at it, is the panel of this is the Supreme Court, the apex court, and the Chief Justice himself.
What it means in plain terms is that the president arrogated to himself the power to remove entirely the top echelon of an equal branch of government.
Amunda president wa sila leta meya lonko ay sembo ta dia fanga ka ding bunda janja meya lonko bunda la meya lonko tolum nyaton kolti surdu ka nya jube luala karola sembol be talari nyoye tema nyamen ka bunda nyaton kolta ke bonde ate wolake.
I'm not sure that is the exact interpretation.
Amunda president wa yin dunota fankang mansakunda bunda membe loringa faye ka wola o nyaton kolu mumewlu be bondi la o palaso.
And this is an equal branch of government. That is the crux of the matter. An equal branch of government, a branch of government that is equal to the executive.
Andu nyimu bundal de me yalon ko ma fa sum bundal de mansakunda do ko la karola andu ata fanam bundal de me yalon ko atele mansakunda dabe mansakunda bundal ko no me yalon ko ibelori faye.
That is correct, and that was the beginning of a very bad start at the beginning of his own downfall.
Adu tumo ate kolu dato mu datirinya jawbaleti adu wala fona take daliloti me ya te fona kolu tinya ka boindi.
Because in my view,
jeroto
the Supreme Court is a very important court.
Kitibunda nyin Supreme Court mu kitibunda kumma baleti.
It's the constitutional court.
Wolem bankola sarta kitibunda loringoti.
And we were approaching a national election, presidential election.
And wotumo ngantilim president carte fayole la banko kan.
For that reason alone,
dalilo damang
there was a need to have a full panel of the Supreme Court in place.
Where sabule ko Supreme Court la bunda saharim bunda timmari nyantatar la lori ne wotumo.
Because there will be need, for petitions to be filed to the Supreme Court.
Atu solo betar la nyinale safer la lo be soto la menu be ila kalamiro lu safer la ki Supreme Court
to challenge the decisions.
Puru ka kankalo kangolu dolu nyato puru kangolu dolu ke soso.
The firing of the apex court, this constitutional court, in 2015.
2015 pour ka o kiti bunda alifalu mumewlu ke be bondi o palasoto ki amunta do ko bunda mumewla kunton kolu kawlu be bondi
few months before the National Assembly, before the presidential elections.
Fula jandin carte fayobe sila
was crazy. It was and no sane president will do that.
Omu kuleti me yala ning hakilin tayale fon muliata omu kuleti me yalon ko ku kebalole moti mo manyana
without having a replacement also.
Andu imanna dolu kiye men si sayo dolu la palasoto.
Perhaps maybe he was thinking.
If the election decision was the reverse, it may have been a genius decision by him.
Ninga tra carte fa nyingala result zo nyingana na findi ni nyado nyamon abe kala nun kudol te meyalon ko abe bola la karol.
But poetic justice, he was hoisted by his own petard.
Da fongo la baro nyinga da fongo na bulala o baro nying kona menke.
Absolutely correct.
Amunda wala mtu nyati.
So that is the danger. That is what he thought. He thought, it would be the other way around, but he ends to. That was the beginning of his fall.
Atela miroto, atela mirawole mkukendo tiate fe. Bari bitu ngole na atake atefong la boyo da mutadulati.
Justice Jaite, proceed with the rest of your presentation.
Justice Jaite is intended no ila
but yes,
point of observation. I just want to bring to your attention that in a serious democracy,
lafta hakilo bulandila nyimfana ko democracy sobe obedaoda.
It would have been caught under Section 67 of the Constitution.
Nyanta tarla bunda taworo ni worowla njang koto na bankola constitution okono.
It could lead to his impeachment.
Me yalon kasike sababoti puri atefango ye akito sa ulinde atefango kama.
Whose impeachment?
The president.
Puri president fango la bayro.
For willful violation of the provisions of the Constitution.
Puri nyin kamala ay taunte ya leke ka constitution ola kangulu buruka ka balang itamandila.
I underline in a serious democracy.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for that observation. But you see, Section 67 has never been invoked in this country. In fact, when matters came to a head, what was done was to extend the life of Parliament, which automatically extended the life of Jammeh's presidency in the face of a resounding and clear declaration of the sovereign will of the Gambian people that Jammeh's rule must end now. His rule was extended by extending the life of Parliament, tantamounting to almost treason, because it's an overturning of the sovereign will of the Gambian people.
Bari muna natake wo dalili go kolu kono. Amunta Gambia banko dingolu yenganiyo me yitandi ila fita menna yole fintindi karte keso la karola. Bari muna natake inata itelamara lo wuche wala fa ya tela nyaton kaya wuche wala fa me ya lonko wolu bemu kuleti menu ni banko jamfa jawole tata nyola tubabul kafo me trisin o mu kuleti me ya lonko itelnata lo wala ka me ya lonko amuku ke baluta buka ka manyan kala fanan.
But that is a conversation for another day. I'll allow Justice Jaite to proceed with his presentation.
Thank you, Ganson. So while the removal process set out in Section 141, paragraph Section 4 to 9,
bunda keme bunda tananin kilinjango ala sabanjango la bunda naninjango
of the 1997 Constitution,
member 1997 Constitution okono
offers some safeguards for judicial independence.
Woye lula dolu chodi le puru kitindir bunda la taram fambulo anyanta lola nyami
by subjecting it to the approval of a democratically elected National Assembly.
Andu muyenyine itandiko député bume ya lonko karteo fayta député lu meni tilimu ni Sénégal kono satara wolle fonglu fanal bina kango dila pour ka bunda londi
establishing a high threshold of action by that body.
Andu wolle nyanta kuketa saharimulu londila me ya lonko député lebe o kango dila.
However, it remains politicization.
Bara yo nyawnyanding atutalarim politiko nya la nya la karola.
Vulnerable to politicization.
me ya lon ko politiko kan sidunga kono no le wati wati
In practice,
ba Kenya to bang
this concern becomes more apparent in view of the strong majority of the ruling party in the National Assembly.
ni nata ke kanti me ya lon ka findita mo jama me ya lon ko wolle be patio kono menu be mararola ni banko kanu.
And there is therefore a risk of politically motivated step.
Andu ngoto nyimukule ti me ya lon ka se ke kole akuti me ya lon ko politiko simfatari ngole muwoti
Remove a judge.
Uruka kitindirla bay ala palaso
Is successful.
wo bunda lo ngolo karo bunda lo la karola baro nyawnyan
The presidential power of removal under section 141(2) should be.
bari president la sembo wo bunda keme bunda tanna nin kilinja o kafu ka kitindirla lu bondi
Subsection 2, paragraph C,
mem ala bunda fulanja la sapa sabanja ko nyinti
is of serious concern to judicial independence.
umuku kolem baleti dewum ku balemu kitindir bunda la taram fambulo la kolu kono
Even the institutional weaknesses
même c'est que do ku bunda fon la sembe do yati
and the dominance of presidential appointees on the Judicial Service Commission
ando asina ke ko president la mo tombo ndingulu wo lebina siala itelebe sembo soto la wo alfa ka fo kono membe tan la kitindir kunyalu kunna ika fo bunda me Judicial Service Commission.
the absence of any constitutionally based safeguards
Andu wayata constitutional la tukun saharingulu dodo teje
requiring a fair and independent process
me ya nyin kanin kosi ke nyama men seneyata lankene mata tilinta
the apparent discretion of the president
to menata sinake president fon la miraro na la jeroti
remove a judge without consultation,
Burka jojo bondi satala nyomoy nyo nyininka nyo kachandi tikela
the
koko
agreement of the Judicial Service Commission,
me ya lon ko fanang atekela kambenti me ya lon ka botawo alfa kafole bulu Judicial Service Commission.
this power contains no protection for judicial independence.
O sembo man dalila wo dalila soto man kantari wo kantari soto kitindiri bunda la taram fambulo kono.
This constitutional procedural weakness in removal of judicial officers
Bitun constitutional la sembe naso puruka wo kitindiri bunda la alfa lu bondi
was arbitrarily used by the former President Yahya Jammeh
wo mukuleti me ya lon ko president katu muna fannale wala dron wati o wati Yahya Jammeh katu tamandila dron
in the case of Lieutenant General Lantombon Tamba and the state,
sako ko men keta Lieutenant General Lantombon Tamba la koti wato men anim banko be kito la
Sadio Fofana and the state,
Sadio Fofana nim banko la kito
consolidated criminal appeal,
andu inata bunda lorin soto men keta kuruya ko kito sa inkangoti
where the Supreme Court delivered a unanimous decision
the men Supreme Court nata kam lorin o banke
and upheld part of the sentences of the convicts
inata nyimmo mutaringol la fanna dolu muta ye sorong kangulu mennu kan inata fanna dolu londi
and acquitted and discharged one of the convicts
inata mo kilimbula me ya lon ko kolua ya bula le fereng
and set aside other convictions.
itu inata sorondir dolu londi dolu fangulu kunna
Following the pronouncements of the judgment of the Supreme Court
rim Supreme Court nata bankero ke ila kangulu la itelie mel londi
in the case of Lantombon Tamba
men ketalan tombon tambala koti
and Sadio Fofana,
anin Sadio Fofana
the presiding justices of the Supreme Court
kitindir la lumen be sirin nun kitin bunda ba nyina Supreme Court la karola
summarily and unconstitutionally removed
inata nyin tamandi kutarin kono andu inata ko tamandi nyama menning sartolu mantanyo la kamolu bondi
from office by an order of the former President Yahya Jammeh.
pour kamo bondi ala palaso to me alon ka keta Yahya Jammeh la kangole kang
No official reason was given
dalila mandi ka fo nyine ma daliloti
for the removal of the judges
pour ka o jojolu bondi a man dalila soto
and no consultation took place.
andu
with the Judicial
nyojew
Service
manke
Commission.
nyojew manke nyomoyo manke inin alfa bunda tema menu marta kitindir bundala e ka fo bunda me Judicial Service Commission.
Constitutional provisions set out in sections 1414 to subsection 4 to subsection 8
bunda me yalon ka keta o bunda keme bunda tannan nin kilinja wala bunda sabanja nin ala yirkaro kaboje kata hanufu ala bunda sayinja jinto
were never followed.
inena mambula wolu hani kilin noma
Rather, the former president
bare am nu wotumo membe president ala nu wotumo
resorted to a weak constitutional provision.
ate ye bankola constitutional sarto leta menketa nasi sarti nasi ringo nyinti
summary and unconstitutional removal of judges
ga jojo lu tariato bondi mem fanani sarto lu mantanyola
and their reappointment or reinstatement
pour kana tombon kota ke wala ke murundina o place luto
created an atmosphere in which judges are unable to operate freely.
Anata bunda londi budame ya lonko kitindirla lu bikela ko lu tamandino ifaye ifambulu ite fambulu
For fear of removal,
akato tumo ikatara silandi nyina la ko bembailale
and that has posed a serious threat
andu wonata silandirinya sarin dundi
judicial independence for judges.
bankola kitindir bunda la taram fambulo ni la kallori ngo tamando kono.
The former president's perception of this ability to remove judges at will
President lawo jero ka fokate sikitindir la lu bondino le nyawnyandi diata teye
and the lack of a need to comply with the constitution
andu nyi mansoto pour ka son katama constitutional la sarto la
was a cause of deep concern.
onata ke dewum bati
Lack of security of tenure
kantonin tankamansoto moye ila palaso marola karola
and the fear of the former president's interference
andu silango be kering o president la abuloning adabulo kito lukono
was a major disincentives for members of the Gambian legal profession.
wonata ke kitindir bunda la doku la jamae kuti meya kendi hanfo ilafte kodi la doku bunda nyina
Consider a career at the bench.
pour que mira pour kata doko ke kitir bunda la ay silandiala ay nyorindiala
Thereby seriously undermining the growth and development of the Gambian judiciary at the material time.
mennata ke sababoti Gambia banko la kitindir bunda ila kito tamandi bunda la yirwa ala tanyato ala sembo la lo ala taram fambulo ayo nasindi jawke hanfo dandula mansoto ala.
It was prevalent in the previous government,
lotanum follow mansakunda follow lukono nyamin
where attorney generals will come over to the judiciary
damen attorney general lu fonglu kana kitindir bundala
to lodge complaints on behalf of the executive to the Chief Justice,
Purukana banko president fongola kalamiro lu futandi Chief Justice ma
who would summon judges,
mensina jojo lu kumandi
magistrate to his chambers,
ani magistrate lu ke kumandi ala office
to challenge them on their decisions.
uluka lo inyato ke ichaling ilawo kangulu kang yemenuta
Attorney generals in the past government
attorney general membe tata mansakunda tambirngulu kono
often told the Chief Justice what to do
modolu wala fonglu ka fo Chief Justice ya nyanta menkela
and indirectly control the judiciary.
andu wotumo wala fongol kana judiciary kitindir bunda nyi mara satara itelu mantara lankena maring
The state resented
tum bankona ta balanda soto je
and repressed any judge
andu ye deteroke jojwo kitindir lawo kitindir lala
who was independent
me ya lonka ba fayya ba fambulu
would be treated shabbily.
si ku noringo ke marila
Judges who were independent in their work
kitindir lalu men ya lonko ibe fayye be fambulu ibe la do ko tamandi kang
are receiving death threats from the government agents
wolu man sakunda do kulalu fonglu ke silandi ka foye ibe fala
for giving judgments against government's wishes.
Puruka kito te nyama meya lonko kito te nyama mandia mansakunda ya mamman sakunda fasa.
Judges and magistrates
Jojolu ni magistratolu
are to leave the bench
puru ese kitindir bunda nyimbula
because of several attempts on their lives due to their independent decisions.
katu dolu fanglu bije ye sinya jama soto ka lafifa laika kana katu ye kito lute dalilo lu kan nyamin aninka to nya tamandi wala mu dalilo lute ka lafifa la
Judicial officers who rendered decisions not favorable to the executive
itindir bundalu anil do kulalu men ye kanglu tamandi menu mandiya banku nyaton ko ye utumo
we are not allocated official vehicles
ebukaso man sakunda moto dile la fang
and we are denied basic entitlements.
adum hani I nyanta menu sotola kolu menu muila nyanto luti ike baliala
Their case files were taken away from them.
hani la kitinir bu kitabolu men ya lonko wala mu nyim faylo luti la kaytolu katara damen nuto yolu fanglu tay bulule
without notice or justification.
Andu ibuke bonda kala mandu dalila tala ike tay bulu nyami
Judicial officers were arrested
ika doku lalu muta men keta kitinir bunda la doku laluti
and detained for their judicial decisions.
ike sindidula kilinke mabo ke sorong ila kangulu kang ye kitolu tamandi nyami
Made in court.
men ya lon ko aketa kiti bundal
and their service were terminated
andu ike bayila do kolu to fana
without recourse to the due process of the law.
andu wayatara fem man ta anin sartolu wala bankola luwalu.
It was common for judicial officers to be hauled before a magistrate's court
ñin kata kuleti men ka wati o wati ka kiti bunda do kulalu nati ke londi kito nin tilu nyati la
on flimsy allegations
andu ka tumiri façon lu menu le kan wulmu ku soto balo leti ku furi lu ka wolle lay kan wotumo
and the residents of judges were boggled
andu wo kitindirlalu dolu fangolu la bungulu fangolu ke la bungulu te ka dunje
valuables taken away
ke la fenkendo lu tay la bungulu kono ke sunya
without any investigation or arrest.
Andu kisir buka kije men keta baralalti buke muta
complaints made by judicial officers
kitimunda do kulalu nole wasi dalu menu fo ka iwasita kolu menula
to the police on robbery and burglary
andu niya ko samba police ka foko yenna bundale kati yenna fengulu sunya
fall on deaf ears as they would do nothing about it.
Amunda e ka fo tulusukolle ka to ibuka femfen tamandi je amunda ni dia amunda tulusuko e dron.
I think the chair wants to intervene at this point. Did you indicate? But in the event the chair doesn't, this is all as a result of the environment that was created by Yahya Jammeh's interference with the judiciary, resorting mainly to the tool that is granted to him under Section 142C.
Yes.
What is your legislative prescription for Gambia as to what we should do with Section 1.142C? 141.2C. Yes. What is your legislative prescription? What should we do with that section?
I think if the section, in my view, and the view of the judiciary, even.
Ntela jero to anen kitindir bunda fon la jero to wo bunda nying.
We had before the draft constitution.
Konga soto nyami nying constitution safari ngomen labanta safela.
Our paper to the Constitution Review Commission.
Kaito men safe kardi wo do ku bunda la meno keta constitution o sain kan jube do ku bundati.
We strongly recommend that that portion must be deleted.
Nga nyim bambandi je nga nyi yamaro dila ko wo bunda nyanta o da bondila je le freng.
It must be repealed.
Yes, repealed.
Wala nyinti ya bondi kolu kono ya te jenkendi karala.
What was the reaction of the CRC?
The CRC deleted it. It was not in the draft constitution.
Jamane nyinen ka ko CRC silang wala Constitutional Review Commission wulunata muneta mandije sedo ko tonya ya bondije le manna dundi constitution kono.
But clearly the draft constitution has not yet passed.
Yeah.
It would be a wise recommendation
Recommending
to
that
the TRRC that section at least be repealed.
Yes.
Munda lead council kamenyinin ka wala mnyinto woto wairi wo constitution kuto amallo follow pour katama wala woto hanimbi wo bunda nying nyanta kala ya mari tilindinti ka fo TRRC yeng pour wo bunda nying hanimbi ya buruka ya tobo ya bondi kolu kono ya telandi karala.
On that note, Mr. Chair, I ask that we take our first break. Yes. And when we return, we would look at examples of interferences with judges and magistrates.
I think that's good timing. Extraordinary abuse of power. Anyway, we'll resume at 12:30. We take a 30-minute break. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.